Four, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ranchin here. People on commentary. This is going to be the fourth set between Effort and Light, or Light and Effort, whichever one is your favorite. This is going to be, of course, Bigfile MSL quarterfinals, yada yada. This is going to be on Odd Eye 3. At the bottom right corner in teal yet again, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be Light playing Terran. Seems to be his lucky/unlucky. I don't know, just his color maybe. Well, he's actually wearing a red shirt. Talking about red, upper left-hand position in red. It's going to be Zerg player Effort. Representing CJ. Well, Light's representing NBC. Neither of which won the Pro League, so I don't know why I'm mentioning them. If you still haven't checked it out, I did a little humorous, whatever, rant, something fun commentary up on Nuke's channel. Basically a popcorn commentary, you know, a match that didn't matter that much. And on it, I was blind because I missed an optical flare from a medic on top of a shuttle, which was such a critical factor, but I missed it because I was high on tiredness at the time. Oh well. So yeah, go check that out. Cal vs. Fantasy on Nuke's channel. Group D, OSL. Korean Air Season 2 or something like that. So yeah, Odd Eye 3 at this point. Light should actually manage to finish this off. Odd Eye 3 significantly Terran favored. Just giving them a very nice expansion route. A lot of position to take from them. Fun for mech as well. You know, a lot more open areas, even though like the middle is not completely open, which means that less chance of being completely massacred by a Zerg pincer. So kind of like a straight route that a Terran player can take on this map, you know, kind of like mass up a gigantic mech army, if you will, and just kind of like ransack everything in your path. If we're going to go for 12 hatch, as is popular and almost unanimous on Odd Eye 3, necessary. On the opposite side, we did see a barracks come up, so we're going to see where the Light goes for 1 Rex in the Expo and just going to play standard TVZ, I'm sorry. Did go for mech the first 2 times, but I think he might be going for Medic Rain yet again. Served him well in the last set on Fighting Spirit, and I think, you know, mech goes only on Twilight maps. It's a rule. New rule. New rule. I just made it up, but it's a new rule. You gotta do it. But yeah, let's see. SCV gonna come off the line. Gonna go and scan the upper left position, while actually gonna be putting on, after gonna put down a hatcher before he puts down a spawning pole, so he's gonna go for 3 hatch build. Gonna try to get his economy going before just to go for troops. Aye. And just going to play heavily economically. Also going to go with a drone there to see what's going on. Going to just now plant down his spawning pool, so not going to be seeing any early Zergling pressure for him today. But just going to be working on his expansion. Is going to be working on saturating his forces. Well, I just plants down a command center. And yeah, just gonna go and try to pick off that drone. Has Marines out there, so it does seem like he's gonna go for standard play. Should be seeing him out in the academy and all that stuff soon enough. Drone gonna get killed rather unceremoniously, while SCV just kind of milling around, spotting everything out, and giving Light an early advantage. I think scouting wise, denied the scout. I mean, the Overlord sure is floating off the natural, so you know. Effort knows exactly what Light's going for, but meanwhile he's just going to push out with his Marines, maybe put on some pressure. There is no spawning pool yet up, so early Marine pressure could at the very least force some spawning pools to come down. We're going to see who actually decides to assassinate this Overlord. Yes, spawning the Overlord across the map. I'm going to assassinate, and that's going to be a nice boon there for Light as well. This Overlord's doomed. Nothing really it can do to fight off, stave off its death. A nice Overlord hunt there. Well, SCV just going to go here at the front. Finally sees some Zerglings popping in, so Light actually smartly not attacking that. Kind of knew the timing, so instead just going out there, try to get this assassination, and just get his Marines back home before any significant damage happens to him. Lair up, so he was just focusing on a little gas. Only had very minimal gas production effort, that is, to get that lair going, just not continuing that. Just going to get some more saturation, more forces. Factory on the opposite side. Up there for Light, so he's actually not producing more Marines, has kind of 5 of them, just kind of 5 of them, rather exactly 5 of them across the bridge to kind of get a few shots, pot shots off on any possible forces. Just middle around, going to force these Zerglings back. 5 Marines, a few Zerglings, not going to happen. SCV going to stay alive, and a couple of Zerglings going to be assassinated. Well, I wouldn't really call it assassination, maybe just flat out killing. Okay, Academy coming up, so and continuing Marine production, so he's not going to switch over. Would have been a rather late switch over to mech, but still would count it as a possibility. Light, you know, could still just be working on that. Going to get a quick machine shop going, work on his starport, just going to work on standard play, get his Marines going, get his army going, work some siege tank action. I'm going to see whether he actually tries to go for maybe a vulture to try to break that front, because I don't think there's any second colony there. For effort, although should plant that down soon enough if the pressure comes out. Second refinery coming out significant over, still continuing production, has that academy going, so should still be just going medic marine and adding additional barracks soon enough. Probably going to go for the second and third barracks at the simultaneously. This one is CV, not quite sure whether that was damaged or not, but almost getting caught and killed. But meanwhile, it's just going to back off, put down a bunker at the front, add an additional defensive. Zerglings, meanwhile, just one Zergling rather, just going to sneak from the back. Refinery though, going to be fairly safe, and a couple Marines will be able to just get off that Marine group, kill that Zergling without too much trouble. White, meanwhile, just, gets another CV scout in there, which he's not quite paying attention to, but getting a CV scout in there, not allowing any run-bys inside of his own base, making sure to keep Marines on the right side of his bunker so they can't easily run in. And also see him adding in an armory there and working on some more stuff. Still tech-wise, still don't see any science facility out there. And don't see any eBay either, which worries me. This does seem like he's going to go for Valkyries, though. Is going to be working on Medic Marines, has a few of them out there. Still haven't seen the medic. Actually, never mind. Pretty sure I did see the medics at the natural. Smoking that crack again. But yeah, it does seem like he's going to be going for Valkyries, because that's what this setup looks like. No early science vessels, just going to go for some Valkyries, some turrets that are going to come in just barely at the time that the mule is going to be popping in. So yeah, just the timing is impeccable here for Light. Effort, of course, has a bunch of speed Zerglings out there as well. Going to be seeing the turrets come up just now. Is going for Vulture, so it is going to be speed and mines. Going to be hoping to get some run-bys going. Going to be hoping to be a little bit annoying. Going to see whether he actually goes for mines first or speed first. I think speed's actually a little bit more likely. Try to go for those run-bys inside the main. Try to pick up some drones. Going to be working on weapons 1 as well. And the initial Valkyrie is on the way. While Effort actually sneaks the base. There's a lower left in position. These 3 vultures just going to patrol micro these Zerglings back to the foul places in hell that you spawn from. Or something like that. StarCraft Brood War, where Zerg were actually evil. If you haven't played StarCraft 2, no idea what I'm talking about, and I'm just going to not go there. But anyway, Mutalisk flying around now for Effort, but he can't really focus in and hone in on that base right now. He's going to have to kind of worry about these vultures, and really nice tactic from Light, just forcing Effort to focus a little bit on those vultures, forced to play a little defensively, plant down is sunken at the front, so the vultures are going to be forced back and are going to go down, do those Mutalisks. But meanwhile, this is a nice delay. Light gets plenty of time to put up some defenses, put up some turrets, get a second Valkyrie going, and help him defend. Just now working on additional barracks. So he's just been producing troops from 1 barracks this entire time, working on additional. Second Valkyrie just now comes out. I think he's working on additional upgrades on the vultures. Just the mines right now. Turrets at the back, just waiting on the Valkyrie. He's going to come in here. Gotta be careful not to get hit by a Scourge and get a volley off. Medic Marine's also coming in. Valkyrie's still not doing, just not getting off a volley. Getting hit by the Scourge though. And the more Scourge going to come in. Is the Valkyrie going to go down? No, it's not. So the very least, Light managing to micro this. But if you're going to go for this, you actually should just go in with the Valkyries, attack the Mutas with them, lay down some heavy fire, and use the Medic Marines to kill the micro against the Scourge, because the Medic Marines can quickly take out Scourge before they hit the Valkyries. Meanwhile, the Valkyries spending all that time getting a bunch of fire on those. On those Mutalisks. And second Valkyrie goes down. So Light at this point has already lost 2 Valkyries very early on. Economically, not the best thing to let happen, because Valkyries are very vulnerable. They do a significant amount of anti-air damage, but they're very vulnerable and they're very, very expensive. They're a big investment. Losing too early on is not to one's liking, but I still think Light's very much in this. He needs to go spot that lower left hand. He has mines and those vultures with speed out there, so he needs to keep up some of those and just go down to the lower left hand and do some damage. Do. Light might not be, the vulture terrorist, but he still has some very impressive vulture plays, done a lot of nice things with it. Actually, now going to move across the map. Oh, losing another Valkyrie. Wow, just unceremoniously, just kind of letting it just sit there, or rather just float there, and kablam. Not really the best of things. A couple of drones actually getting picked off there. I think they were actually going to the lower left position, just decided to have a picnic meanwhile on that high ground. But Effort now knows about this whole left position. This is not a base Effort can afford to lose. He is moving in with his Mutalisks. There's one Valkyrie alongside some Medic Marines on the Firebat to fight those back. Vultures are planning down mines to hold down any possible ground reinforcement. There is one sunken colony, second one's going to come in as well. White just going to heal a little bit. Has to be very careful with that Valkyrie. Get those Scourge down. Valkyrie has to come into play and has to help out. Firebat actually just kind of floating in, taking the hit. But that only one single Valkyrie. If he had 2 or 3, just not having 2, has to be very careful to keep those in there and alive, because he's taking way too many hits on those Valkyries. Lost 3 already at this point. Going to be working on additional factories and continuing Valkyrie production. And I have no idea what the hell he's going for. Going for Command Source, who does seem like he's going to expand towards the 4 o'clock position. But adding additional factories, so we're going to see what exactly he's going to try to go for that. Is this going to be for heavy vulture production, or is this going to be just transitioning into mass tank production? We're going to see. I think actually that's a little bit more likely. Mulus which is going to fly straight into his main. Valkyrie's not in position. Finally going to fly in here, going to try to get some shots off. No turrets inside the main. And the Mutalisk just going to fly off before they take any fire, pick off an SCV or 2 and just fly off. Meanwhile, Vulture's still sticking around. Getting into a fist fight with Zerglings, and one Vulture loses. But still, I'm surprised White actually didn't do something at the low weapon position. The position is still vulnerable. Just go in there with some Vultures. Sure, you'll lose them due to the Sunkens, but you're still meant to do some damage. Get behind those minerals and just wail on them. Because trying to go for that natural expansion just ends in the loss of some Vultures, really, more than anything else. Continue planting mines across the entire map. Get position, get spotting. 4th factory coming up, none of them with machine shops. And just now thinking of expanding soon enough, also closing off his front. Zergling's finally coming at the front. Valkyrie's just begging to get a few shots off on those Mutalisks, which has been their entire purpose this entire game, but they haven't really managed to do any of that. And I still don't see a science facility out there for White either, so we're going to be seeing how soon I think he's going to plant it down the second he spots a Lurker Tech on the way. The second he spots a Hydra Den, if it's not already up. Yeah, there we go, Lurker's out there, so he should be working on, if he knows this is coming, which he knows that with the mine, definitely if he didn't know before, he definitely should be working on some science vessels. Risky with those Scourge out there, of course, as always, but that's a risk you always work with. Still keeping a few Vultures out there at all times, planning down some mines. Wants to know the time Effort decides to expand towards that expansion at that 12, that gas expansion, when 30-12, something like that. And those Mutalisks still being allowed a lot of breathing room. Finally, the Valkyries come in, but the Scourge close by. Are they going to get picked off? Oh, one Scourge hit on the Valkyrie. You might want to go and repair that. But some nice hits on the Mutalisk with the Valkyries. Just have to keep them alive, have to keep them safe, have to keep those Scourge. But you do not want to be fighting back Scourge with Valkyries. They just don't manage to take out the Scourge before they get hit. You need those Medic Marines, or Goliaths even if you decide to go for that route. You need forces on the ground to focus down the Scourge while your Valkyries do the damage to the Mutalisk. Just wail away. That is how you should play it. It is micro-intensive. Yes, very much so. But that is because otherwise it's too risky trying to shoot down. I've seen a group of 4 Valkyries trying to focus down a few Scourge, and they just end up dead.